But forgetting gore le nurse, a nurse cannot operate themselves, even though I Lorna as counselors, despite the coping skills, we still seek for professional help out there. So for counseling, as well as but this one is like a nationwide thing. A lot of services they're occupied by BONMEH. So the fee. So we need to make sure we include bana kana we motivate them for join this space of mental health to show them and so forth.
We had listened, Mr. Tsotlhe. Now let's talk about suffering in silence.
Yes.
Why do many men delay seeking help even when they know what they are struggling? And how can we begin to break that stigma?
Okay. Leon, it's broad, but get I answer in different ways.
Right.
There's a lot of factors that we need to take into account for why some people but for counseling. One, so the work environment. I think how influential it is. For instance, how it's disciplined workers police and prisoners. How do I these people that are taught not to show their emotions? So X amount of years because they were taught how to repress their emotions and not to speak out. Actually depression can actually anxiety because the work environment in so the work environment was preparing them for their service, but forgetting by the time they retire, they need to be integrated back into the society. So the integration thing transition from into the civil world. I think the civilian world.
Right.
So then the second thing, the upbringing, from the get-go, from the childhood upbringing. So
men don't cry.
Exactly.
Hey.
But forgetting you also have emotions just like so how more or less the same emotions that you're going to experience. So there's a lot of factors that you need to take into account why
All right. And in case you're just tuning in studio, we are on the Brothers Arise radio show, which is sponsored by Napa. And in studio, I'm with my co-host Me Wame Gori and our guest Tsotlhe Taupedi. And we're simply having a conversation on Men's Mental Health Month. That is the topic of discussion. Me Wame, as we proceed, let's talk about the fact that every man needs a village.
Yes, every man needs a village because the whole village.
Yes.
So every man needs a village. So on that one, what role do families, partners, friends, community, what can they play in supporting men's mental health and well-being?
Okay.
Whenever it's in this
all right. And I'm like, when we speak about the coping skills in terms of counseling, something that we call social support, and we tend to emphasize the importance of social support. So how every man needs a village, the concept social support.
Right.
Social support in the sense that but it needs to be people people who can simply call how are you today, we go to a jang. But if things go south or if things go west, social support but someone who give you an ear. After usna e ba go ha a valid response kana go bolela gore ke go utlwile mme ga ke na response. We don't want gore social support e be o utlwa the same response jaaka go ta siama kana modimo teng, because for how long for how long are you going to hear go ta siama but yearly lotsa ina ka dina worse. So such things how na go ta siama, tomorrow you end up we can some the whole community because you already know gore ga ke akwa go ta siama ga ke akwa go ta siama
ke default settings,
the default settings of the response. So hello did mala hele bo let me just deal with my own personal issues because I hono ponta o ka re wan tlhaloganya so forth. Yeah,
okay, that's a powerful one. So kana bilo re tswa mo Father's Day helana and we boy putsa gore did we feel appreciated, recognized mo kore kana re ba ne re tlhasetse hela re ba bitsa ka mo re ba bitsang ka te ro ketsa their mental health challenges. So on that note, Re Tsotlhe, how important is feeling valued, appreciated and emotionally supported to a man's mental health, and what simple actions can make a difference?
Let's talk solutions now.
Okay. Being appreciated is important. Being appreciated go tsona hela jaka ke bua me o sa o kore o nkuta me o nthaloganya ke seng ke bua o utlwa hela, being able to understand what I've been through or what I went through. So a lot of men gongwe go na le tshogo la gore ga ke a go bua ga ke na batho ba na go nthaloganya, and that's why gongwe thele ka re ba resista in terms of what they go through.
Right.
So appreciating someone o khona bolela motho, no, I may not have been through I may not have walked in the same shoes as you, but I can understand gore no rala ha kae is very, very important because motho a teng gona hela fela gore nya me ke utlwile ke tlhalogantswe, and motho o nkutule o gona bona gore o ka nthusa ya in terms of the coping skills. So potso bobedi ne leng ko morago ga ke ntse ke bua yana.
And what simple actions can make a difference?
Simple actions, it's it's easy, but it's kind of easy. One jake ke ne ke bua ha motho tsabe go ha tekeng gore a bua so that maikuta a bona gona go wetla. If you feel gore motho ne ke mo hile tsebe and I can no longer do that, then refer that person to professional helpers. Jaka ko Botswana Network for Mental Health, where they can meet counselors or where they can go meet a psychologist gore ba gona go mo thusa. So motho gona bua le no, I understand gore o buile mathata go ana le ana, but for now tota ana it's above me and I cannot assist you. How about I refer you, I speak to other organizations whereby they can better assist you or better hear you out in terms of what you're dealing with.
All right. Let's talk about knowing when to reach out now, yeah? What are the warning signs that indicate that a man needs professional mental health support, and when should he seek help?
Okay.
Yes.
That one is very important because seeking for help starts within you.
Okay.
You can simply come to me and say, hey, Tsotlhe, ana depression ya ish e go kele metse e be ke go bolela gore nna me ga ke na mathata ke siame, but unless now ile nna yana ke go bolela gore hey, I can no longer do this or ke gateletswe, then it's easier for a person gore a batle thuso.
Right.
But if you don't accept gore what I'm going through or hasn't or then it becomes hard gore o bone thuso ko pele. Because if you book for someone about for counseling and for any professional thing, it will what's for instance, or tell me what what's going on.
Right.
But something is wrong because that person is not yet ready to speak out, or that person is not yet ready to So seeking for help essentially starts within you. It starts within recognizing it starts with you to say what you're saying. I've tried to deal with whatever that I'm going through. Now it's time for me to seek professional help out there.
All right. Re Tsotlhe, I wanted to ask something. Ha ke go utlwa sentle a kere gora gore assuming maybe I am challenged with the mental health, I get ebe ke a go go mme wa me gori hale kere ke bua le ena ke re gongwe a banthare ke a go utlwa mme nka se kgone go go thusa gone jana ka gore kgang e mphitile. Is there something that can be given as a response mechanism in an instance eleng gore hey me wa me hale ga kgona go nthusa, but between that time and actually getting help from a professional such as yourself, isn't there some sort of a mechanism? Because from the way I understand it, it's like mental health ke gone gore gona go imelwa ke dikakanywalo, maybe regarding di buella gantsi mo tlhogong e le gore hey di gana go tswa gore ga gona sepe se e leng gore motho o no ka a sa rutwa batho gore look ga go iragana yana gongwe o ka tsa pena le pampiri o bonagatse nama pele o di kwala o di lebelele dikakanyo tse gore sentle ke gore a gona sepe se e leng gore between me leaving me wa me a re ke ta go batisa mongwe o ka go thusang and the day I actually find help, because that's the gap that I'm worried about.
Definitely.
Is there something?
Yes, there's a couple of things. Jaka ke ne ke bua, the first one ke yone ya go bolela motho gore a tlo hetsebe ke o bue,
right,
so that maikutlo a go kgona go wela
right,
ke ska ka go tswalla ebe nna ka re ga ke go thusa. I may not give you a valid response, but the fact that you spoke o ntshitse mo mahatleng, it's better than you carrying it by yourself. Then the second thing is you can tell someone to to journal maikutlo a bona, especially those that don't speak.
Right.
After journaling maikutlo a gago, the time you go for counseling, go with that journal, so that the person who tebeng a go thusa can go through that journal with you, so that they can see if there's patterns or if there's any repetitive behavior, thoughts or actions or that particular time. So journaling is part of something that you could tell someone to actually do, because it's a way, it's an expression, but written down without being spoken. It's also so more or less speaking and journaling, they are more or less the same thing in a way. Yes.
Sometimes it helps to distract those spiraling thoughts when somebody does breathing exercises.
Yes.
Does those help?
Breathing exercise, they do help depending on what breathing can anxiety. So breathing in and out, it's part of
something that we can
depending on what you are challenged with.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For instance, breathing in and out. So so depending on what you are dealing with,
we understand what you are saying.
All right, and the time in the studio is exactly 12:52 across this beautiful nation. And in case you're just tuning in studio, we are in the Brothers Arise radio show, which is sponsored by NEPA, and my co-host is with me, Wame Gori, and our guest, Tsotlhe Taupedi. Now, Mr. Tsotlhe, I want us to talk about moving from awareness to action now. Okay, young blackie, these are the problems that I'm having mentally. I've journaled them. I've done the breathing exercises where they could help. Now, how can I improve my state of well-being? Are there those practical things that I can do as an individual? Mr. Tsotlhe.
Okay, so there's different ways that one could do that. Usually when you come for counseling, we tend to give people coping skills.
Right.
Coping skills in the sense that go implement whatever that we spoke about. Those coping skills we tend to emphasize so that so that was those reoccurring thoughts.
Right.
Then the second thing is to is to continue reflecting and understanding the core roots of why you are reacting or behaving the way you are behaving. Through reflecting, no, but ke a tlhaloganya gore the reason why ke kgaoga pelo ke go mone go diragetse bogologolo. Therefore ga nka leka go eliminate ka nka leka go ritibatsa that particular thing that triggers maikutlo a me, ke a itse gore la go ka diragala nka dira eng o nka dira gore ke ritibatse eng kana nka dira gore ga maikutlo a me a tsholetsega ke tse gore go khositswe ke eng. So it's more or less understanding gore the reason why I behave or react the way I'm reacting is because of, you know, that childhood trauma, for instance, or, you know, that traumatic event or whatever that is. So it's having an understanding or an awareness, you know, your current self in terms of how you react to certain things, in terms of how and so forth.
All right. We are running out of time. Mewame, you like to ask him one last question before we wrap up?
The one last question will be, what are the available services or support that one can get to go Botswana Network for Mental Health?
Okay.
More especially Borre.
Okay. So Botswana Network for Mental Health is an NGO. Jakana Abuile. We've been in the space for mental health for over 10 years. So we offer free service counseling. Counseling Saruna, we do it in two ways, either telecounseling or physical. The reason why we offer both ways we want to cover Botswana physically ke ha motho ana batla go itisa hela akere lo tsere go motho khona gore ba tshwaregile magaborone a re ke gone go ofara a telecounseling
le number a tsele gore
so free counseling for individual, couple counseling ke one re chargeang ga o ta le motho wa gago ya chargiwa. Then we also offer, you know, organizational training. Organizational training in ali, you know, presentations ka mental health, in ali trainings or is like psycho educating people about, you know, things they do in organization, how they can strengthen, you know, the workplace mental health and so forth. So that one I think charge you. Then Mo Block 7 opposite BQA for those that want to come for, you know, physical sessions.
All right.
Then number are 391 0436.
Say the number again.
391 0436.
Right.
77143 896. 77143 3896.
Right.
Then 7286 7286 6843. 7286 6843. Then we have a Facebook page called Botswana Network for Mental Health, whereby and I think and so forth. So with our Facebook page, just, you know, psycho educating the community about, you know, mental health, depression, suicide, and so forth, and also what we I think the outreach are now.
All right. Yes. Well, we have come to the very end of our discussion. I wish we could go on and on. I have so many questions. So maybe we should look forward to the next episode of our Brothers Arise radio show that is sponsored by NAPA. And today, my co-host, Mewame Gori from Men and Boys for Gender Equality, and our guest, Tsotlhe Taupedi from Botswana Network for Mental Health. I would like to thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and may you have yourself an incredible day.
Thank you.
All right. There you have it. Coming up next is the news at the top of the hour. But between now and then is the Whispers coming through with a rock steady.
Did we mention that we play the best music? Well, Gabz FM. We play the best music.
You stole my heart. You are all that I anticipated. I wanted to